let me refresh what this madness is all about, is finding this determinant. Do you remember this A? Whoopsies, that's not a highlighter. This A goes here. This B goes, here. And this C goes here. What's wacky about this B? It's always the opposite sign. Very good. Yellow. But you're going to be like, okay, I know, big deal. If I cross out my A, row and column, there's where that came from. If I cross out my B's row and column, then this is where that came from. And if I cross out my C's row and column, that is where D, E, G, H came from. We got this, Lil, like the back of your hand. You got this. So let's practice this one more time. On the second one, let's practice it down here where I'm going to say, and sometimes, Lily, something that might help you. We didn't do this on Friday, but this might help you. If you write your 1 and then your B and then your C, that might help you. Just a thought. Didn't do that on Friday. You don't have to do that. But this is my A, my B, and my C. What did I do with that B? I made it opposite, right? It was 5 in my matrix, and I made it -5. Then when I do that, to go figure out what 2 by 2 is left, I'm going to say, all right, if I got rid of A's row and column, I have a -3, 6, 7, and 4. If I got rid of B's row and column, I'd be left with a -1, 6, 0, 4. And if I got rid of C's row and column, I would be left with -1, -3, 0, and 7. Okay, so does anyone remember then, how do you find the determinant of a cute little 2 by 2? This is when we've got to do A times D minus B times C. So we're going to say, all right, I just have that 1 hanging out up front. Then I've got green minus red. What would that green get me? A times D. -12 minus red, 42. Gross. I'm going to leave that -5, and I'm going to do green minus red again. Green would get me -4, minus red would get me 0. I like a 0. 0 make things easier sometimes. Then I'm going to say +2 times green minus red. Green is a little -7 minus 0. Then I'm just going to simplify. 1 times -54 minus 5 times -4 and 2 times -7. Oliver used his calculator. I'm going to use my noggin, and we'll see, Oliver, if we got the same answer. I would have said -68 plus 20 is -48. Oliver, did you get -48? Okay, so now you guys. Now we're going to get into what the heck are these determinants even for? Let's think about this real fast. 5 times what equals 5? 5 times 1. And why that is because it's called the multiplicative inverse. Yep. No. The identity is when a number times 1 is always just the number. Then the inverse, 1/8 of 8 is 1/8 of 8 is 1. Exactly. So the multiplicative inverse is when you multiply a number by its reciprocal. That will always get you 1. Multiplying by 1 is the identity. Multiplying by its reciprocal is the inverse. Okay, so the inverse for a matrix is in this form, 1, 0, 0, 1. This represents like the fraction form of an inverse, okay? So it says the identity matrix for any multiplication for any second order matrix. Wow. Okay. Oh, first of all, does anyone know what this cute little triangle means? This means therefore in math. You won't really see this much until if you were to take college math, but it goes boop, 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 therefore. And I apologize. I was saying it's kind of like the fraction. My bad. It's really just represents the number 1. Let me do this for you. You don't have to write this out. If I said A, B, C, D, and I multiply this by 1, 0, 0, 1, Guess what? When I multiply those, first of all, can I multiply them?
Yes.
2 by 2 times a 2 by 2 is going to get me a 2 by 2. And I'm saying this represents the number 1. Let's prove it. And you don't have to write this, I promise. Do you agree this spot is this row times this column? What do I get when I multiply A times 1? A plus 0 is A. So that would get me an A in that first spot, okay? And then what about over here? This row times this column, what's A times 0? 0 plus B is this looking like what I started with? Oops, I got rid of my B. It's looking like what it started with, meaning that this is representing 1. How about this spot is C times 1, which is C plus 0 is C. And finally, C times 0 plus D times 1 is going to get us D. So I did all that just to demonstrate this represents the number 1. A matrix times this is going to get you what you started with, the matrix. So we could say, therefore, A, B, C, D times 1, 0, 0, 1 is just going to get us A, B, C, D. So now, if we knew that the inverse of 1/8 is going to be 8, because when we multiply them together, we get 1, we got to figure out how to find the inverse of a matrix. Whew. Look at this. The inverse is just 1 over the determinant. And then look what we did to this matrix, this 2 by 2. Look what happened to my A and my D. What happened with A and D? They switched spots. What happened with my B and my C? They became the opposite. Very good. So in order to find an inverse, we've got to do all this. Oh my gosh. Let's remind ourselves of the determinant. Whoa. The determinant is also just AD minus BC. Okay, people, let's go do this. To find the inverse, we need the determinant. So the determinant is always A times D minus B times C. Boom minus boom. What's red minus blue here? What's red? 8 minus negative 12. Thanks, Aiden. 8 minus negative 12 is 20. Good job. So, to find that inverse, then, people, look what it says. It says do 1 over that determinant. We got 20, so I'm going to say 1 over 20. You're 20. And then we're going to do this. We're going to just switch A and D's spots. My 2 and my 4 switch spots. So then I'm going to write 4, 2. I always do my AD first, and then I do my BC. What do we do with the BCs? We leave them there. We just change their signs, right? B and C, we leave them. We change their signs. What's the opposite of negative 3? 3 opposite of 4? Boom, boom, boom. You guys, all we got to do is multiply 1/20th into each of those, and we got it. Without our calculator, we can do this. 1/20th times 4 would be 4/20ths. 4/20 is the same as 1/5. 3 times a 20th. 3/20ths. We can't simplify that one. Negative 4 times a 20th. Negative 1/5, way to use your resources. And then 2 times 1/20th, 1/10. You guys, we did it. This is the inverse. Wait. Whoa. Whoa. So when you find the inverse, again, this times what I started with would get me 1001. Whoa. You're wondering why do we need an inverse? Okay. Well, you guys know how to solve systems of equations. You know how to do that with graphing. You know how to do that with substitution and elimination. I'm going to teach it to you with matrices now. Wait. Here's the deal. It is not faster than substitution or elimination. But when it is faster is when I teach you how to use your calculator and let your calculator solve this system using matrices. That's when it's faster. I'm going to teach you that tomorrow. Sound good? But we just need to know what we're typing into our calculator. So we're going to learn today what we're typing. Then tomorrow we'll type it in and it's going to be speedy. Sound good? So it says solve the system. And I did. Yes. Okay. Great. Let's go practice this guy. In order to write a system as a matrix, here's what we're going to do, people. You're going to say, all right, I'm going to take all of my coefficients, 3, 2, 5, 4. I just extracted that, and that. And then you're going to say times xy equals those constants 5, 7. And all I've done here, you guys, is I've just rewritten my matrix, my system as a matrix. That's all I've done. And now I'm going to show us how we solve that system. In order to solve it, we need to take, the inverse times the constants. And that's going to get us our solution. That's going to get us our x, y. And what we're looking for is a solution in x, comma, y. And you might be like, what was that inverse again? If I were us, I'd write it. I'd say that's the 1 over the determinant times dA. We're switching our A and our D. We're negating our B and our C. Then we're going to multiply that by the constants. And that's going to be our answer. And you might be like, wait, what are those constants again? You guys, my constants are right here. My constants are right there. Okay, people, let's put this into motion. Here we go. Whoa. We need to go find that inverse. To find that inverse, that first step is going to be find that determinant. The determinant comes from this little guy, AD minus BC. So I like to label my stuff. I like to label my stuff for Amelia. Amelia and our brains work the same. So Amelia, our step 1, let's go find that determinant. Maybe Amelia, you want to write AD minus BC because you might be like, okay, how do I find that determinant again? And here's how we do that. Boom minus boom. 3 times 4 minus 5 times 2. You guys down with a little 12 minus 10? What's that determinant? Dose. Boom. So Amelia, maybe that's your step 1. And if we're looking over here, it needs to be 1 over the determinant. So what we got to do, people, is step 2. If you don't need to order it, number it, don't worry about it. It'd be, Amelia, 1 over 2. And where that just came from is 1 over the determinant. Our determinant we got is 2. So I'm going to say, all right, 1 over 2. Then look at what I got to do, you guys. Flip my A and my D. I had a 3 and a 4, and I'm going to rewrite that as a 4 and a 3. 4 and a 3. Then with my B and my C, whatever their signs were, I need to be opposite. They were both positive, so I'm going to make them both negative. -2 and -5. All right, let's multiply that half in. Now we're going to go multiply half of 4, 2, half of -2, half of -5. And you could leave it as -2.5 or -5 halves. I personally am like a fraction kind of person. Half of 3, 3 halves. And I'll show you why I'm a fraction person. I think it makes our next step easier. Just me personally. You guys, look at what we just did. We just did this part. We multiplied the 1 over the determinant into that thing. Look what we got to multiply it by. Now we need to go multiply it by these constants. Am I allowed to multiply them? What is this guy's dimensions? 2 by 2. What's this guy's dimensions? 2 by 1. So I can multiply them. What's my answer going to be? A 2 by 1. So just so that we don't have to write things over a ton, I'm going to put my 5, 7 right here so that my answer, my 2 by 1, can go right there. And that might not be ideal for how you wrote it, and I apologize if it's not. This is going to be my answer. You guys, in order to get this top one, we can do this without a calculator. We can do it. This one is top row, only column. We can multiply this. Are we ready? 2 times 5. 10 minus 7 is 3. You just found the x. Boom. That's my answer. Whoa. And then down here, okay, people, this is going to take some mental math. Ready? I know, right? -5 halves times 5. Here's how I think about it. -5 halves times 5. Multiply straight across. Perfect. -25 halves. I know, this is ugly. -25 halves. And then, and could you do this in a calculator? For sure, but this is good for our noggin. Plus 3 halves times 7. 3 halves times 7. 21 halves. -25 halves plus 21 halves. -4 halves be -2. So good, you guys. If you're like, dude, I would have used a calculator, that's fine. But I feel like it is good for us to try. So you guys, this is the answer. The answer is 3, -2. How many people are like, oh my gosh, why didn't she just let me do elimination? And I would have been done 10 minutes ago. I hear you. Yes, on an ACT, SAT, 100% you could do elimination and get that done a lot faster. But what I am going to tell you is once we learn this on our calculator and we just take what's the inverse of this matrix and we multiply it by 5, 7, your calculator will spit that out pretty quickly, and we're going to learn that tomorrow. Let's change this guy to 4x plus 2y is 10. X minus y is 13. Let's change that last problem to the following. So we're going to try to just write this as a matrix first. Here's what we do. We write our coefficients. Our coefficients were a 4, a 2, a 1, and a -1. You guys down with that? 4, 2, 1, -1 times xy equals my constants, which are 10 and 13. Look at these little steps. We've got to take the inverse times the constants to get my solution. And that inverse, one more time, is 1 over the determinant. Let's just start with that determinant. First step, all right, that determinant of this cute little 2x2 is AD minus BC, gray minus red. -4 minus 2, -6. We found our determinant. Then, you guys, it says, okay, take 1 over that determinant, then multiply by this flippity-dippity. Here we go. We got 1 over -6. Are you cool if I just write -1 over 6? 1 over -6. I'm just going to throw that negative in front. You guys, we got to do a flippity-dippity. My A and my D have to flip spots. So it was 4, -1. I'm going to say -1, 4. Your B and your C stay in their spots, but they're the opposite sign. They were 2 and 1, so now I'm going to make it -2, -1. Okay, we got this, people. Multiply in now. -1/6 to everything. For our sake, you guys, I'm actually going to ask you not to simplify them, meaning, well, I'll get to it. Okay, -1/6 times -1. 1/6, great. Here's what I mean by don't simplify. -1/6 times -2 is going to be positive 2/6 or 1/3. It's going to make it easier to keep it as 2/6. And I know you're not sad about that. -1/6 times -1 again. And -1/6 times 4 is -4/6 or -2/3, and actually leave it as -4/6. It's going to make our next step even easier. That's the inverse, you guys. You guys, we're doing it. That's my inverse, which is right here. It says go multiply that by the constants. The constants are 10 and 13. Just as a reminder, let's go put that 10 and 13 right up here. And my answer is going to be a 2x1. We are smart. People, we got this. Keep it as sixths. What's 1/6 times 10? 10/6. I love that. Ooh, 2/6 times 13. What's 2 times 13? 26. So you guys, we need 10/6 plus 26/6. 10 plus 26 is 36. 36/6? Whoa. Whew. Let's do that again. 1/6 times 10, you agree, still 10/6 minus, 13 times 4. Well, you knew 13 times 2 was 26, so double that, 52. So what is 10/6 minus 52/6? -42/6. How many times does 6 go into 42? 7. Oh my gosh. Our final answer is 6, -7.